Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the 3 by the Sea Designs podcast. My name is Kim and this is episode 27. So welcome and thank you so much for joining me. I have an Etsy shop with my mom, Dreama, and my sister, Becky, and we sell our handmade project bags, stitch markers, and hand-dyed yarn. This podcast is all about our shop and things that we have been up to with our small business, and also about my crafty and yarny adventures and things that I've been working on. Today is Friday, April 14th, 2023, and this is episode 27. I have a finished object and lots of works in progress and new cast-ons. I have some shop news to talk to you about, some exciting things coming soon. So there is a lot in this episode and I hope that you enjoy it. I am in a different spot again today. I thought I would just keep trying different things and see what looks best because I don't always like to be in the dye studio when I record. So I just thought it would be fun to try something new again and see how this works. I also changed a couple of the settings on my camera and I hope that everything films correctly. We shall see. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk a little bit of shop news. Our last mystery yarn set that we made was a yarn and charm set. It came with a coordinating progress keeper and the theme was Wizard of Oz. And so if you have not seen yours or opened your package yet, don't want to be spoiled, then fast forward through this part because I'm going to show what the colorway looked like. But it was the Wizard of Oz theme and it was a full skein of yarn with a coordinating mini that went with it. So this is what it looked like. And we just love how it turned out. We called it like a vintage rainbow with all of the rainbow colors in it. And it came with an emerald green mini. The main colorway was called Off to See the Wizard and the mini is called Emerald City. So this was the colorway and it came with this little bag of tea and your coordinating stitch marker, progress keeper, which was a poppy flower. So perfect for this theme. We made a few extras, so we do actually have a few of these in the shop. So if you're interested, I would go to the shop now. I'll put the link for them below in the description box because they probably won't last much longer, but we do have a couple of these left in the shop if you're interested. It's a fingering weight, 75-25. We don't normally make extras, but since it was Wizard of Oz theme, we thought we definitely needed to have a few left. So they are available. Once they're gone, they're gone. We will not be restocking this colorway. Our mystery colorways are exclusive to the mystery club for that year. We may bring them back in the future. Okay, so what else? Our next mystery sock set goes up for sale on April 25th. That is a Tuesday in about a week and a half from now. And the theme is the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, the iconic Alice in Wonderland tea party. This is the inspiration picture that we came up with for it. And think fun, bright, whimsical colors. And there will be a matching, like a coordinating mini to go with it as well. And there will be an option for a progress keeper as well. So that's exciting. Those will ship out, let's see, at the end of, the 4th week in May. May has 4.5 weeks. So around the 25th of May, those will ship out sometime that week. So, and they go up for sale on April 25th. We're gonna try to keep it consistent with our mystery sets where they go up for sale on the 25th of the month before, and then they will ship out on the 25th of the next month. So they'll go up for sale on April 25th and they will ship out around May 25th, maybe a little bit before. We put a lot of thought and effort into our mystery sets and our inspiration pictures for them. So we really hope that you enjoy this next one as well. And don't forget, there are still a couple of these left in the shop if you would like to purchase the Wizard of Oz mystery set from last month. Saturday, May 6th, mark your calendars now because we are going to be adding a new colorway to the shop. I'm not going to show it yet because we're not quite ready to reveal it, but we will have a coordinating project bag, yarn, and coordinating stitch markers, and it will all be in a camping theme. So many of us participate in summer sock camp with Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. She does a fun knit along every summer where we just knit socks, and we thought it would be fun to have a camping themed project bag, stitch markers, and yarn. So that will go up May 6th, which is Saturday, and on the next podcast in a couple of weeks I will reveal everything to you. And that'll be about a week before they go up for sale. So we'll remind you and we'll reveal it all. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook so you can see lots of pictures of everything there. But we're super excited. It's so, so cute. The project bag, I'm not gonna say what other than it's camping. I can't say too much about it yet. I'm just bursting with excitement though, because it's so, so fun and adorable. So be on the lookout for that. The last bit of shop news I have for you is to let everyone know that our next collection, which will be our summer collection, is going to come out on Saturday, June 3rd. So just like our spring collection where we had brand new project bags, stitch markers, and yarn, it will be the same setup, just with summer theme. And last time on the episode before this, I talked about how we weren't sure what type of project bags we were going to be able to have in the shop because we've been having some problems with our materials that we use to make the bags, the lining, the fleece inside. We've just been having a lot of issues with it. Well, we were able to find fleece that we think will work. So more than likely, we're going to have zippered and drawstrings in our next update. So that was very exciting news when Becky told me that she thinks that we found something that is going to work. So I don't know about moving forward in the future, what's going to happen with the project bags, but right now we are definitely going to be able to have zippered and drawstrings as well. Because I know everybody likes both. Some people are team zipper, some people are team drawstring. Some people team both. They like both for different reasons. So I know personally I like both. I use both, and we're just very happy that we're going to be able to offer both of the styles to everyone. So Saturday, June 3rd is our next update. I do have a finished object to show you guys today. It is my Memories of Paris cowl that I made out of our mulled wine colorway. And this is what it looks like. So the main colorway is mulled wine, and the mohair sections, I held it double with mulled wine and our chrysanthemum colorway. And I did do a fun modification to the pattern. I added beads to the fleur-de-lis section. So instead of the pearl bumps in that section, which is what the pattern calls for, I added a bead. Every time it said to purl, I just added a bead to make those pretty fleur-de-lis designs. I used a seed bead. Let me put my glasses on. And I used a size 6-0, and the color I used for these is metallic iris brown. This is what the beads look like. And they worked great. I did use I found a tutorial from Very Pink Knits where she shows you how to add beads. I'll link that tutorial below. You use a crochet hook, and since these were tiny little beads, I had to use a tiny little crochet hook. I had to borrow one from my mom because I didn't even have one that small. But I really love how this one turned out. This is my third Memories of Paris cowl that I've made. This is a pattern that I designed, and I am making one for each of my family members for Christmas, I decided. So this was the first one that I made out of our Memories of Paris colorway with weathered wood. This was the yarn that inspired the cowl. This was the mulled wine one, and this one is the sugar plum and shiny bright colorways. So those are the three that I have made so far. I'm not bored with the pattern at all. I've already got my next one planned. So I'll show that to you in just a second. This pattern is available for sale in our Etsy shop. And I'm really happy with how the beaded section turned out. I was a little worried that it wouldn't look good, but I'm very happy with it. I like it a lot. It just added a little bit of bling and pretty colors. So that's my only finished object. I do already have plans to make a fourth one. This is the color that I'm going to use. This one is going to be for my sister Becky. This was a yarnable colorway from last year sometime. It's called Born to Stand Out. Yarnable is a subscription box by Hypnotic Yarn. And Becky loves pink, so I am going to do this cowl a little bit different. So the pattern calls for mohair. You use a full skein of fingering weight yarn and you don't use the full skein of mohair, but you need a skein of mohair. But Becky doesn't like mohair. She finds it very scratchy and irritating to her skin. But she does like our Surrey alpaca base. So I'm going to try the pattern with Surrey. It's also lace weight, just like mohair, so it won't affect the pattern in any way. And I'm going to use white sands with this to make my next Memories of Paris cowl. I think it's going to be so pretty together. So I'll probably cast that one on in the next couple of weeks and hopefully be able to show it to you on the next podcast episode. I've had a little bit more downtime in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last couple of months, mainly because our spring collection came out and now we're in the next phase of prepping and planning for our summer collection. So we've just been packing orders and doing some designing and kind of just getting our bearings again. And it's been nice because I've had a little bit more knitting time and relaxing time, which has been so needed and enjoyable. So I do have quite a bit of progress to show you on all of my whips, as well as a couple of new cast-ons. I finished one of the Poland socks that I am making for my boyfriend's grandma. She was born in Poland, and she loves shorty socks. I talked about this a lot on the last podcast, but I did finish one of her socks, and this is what it looks like. It's so tiny, it looks like a kid's sock, but she has smaller feet. So I talked about how she loves shorty socks, and she does this funny thing where she she doesn't like it to be too tight around her ankle. So I did go ahead and make that opening at the back of the cuff. And I made them in the Polish flag colors. So I've got the first one finished. I have not cast on the second one yet, but I am definitely going to do that in the next couple of days. I'm using these 3 colors, a red, a white, and a gold, all from my stash. This is Arkansas Yarn Co. And I really like how it turned out. I think I did 7 rounds for the cuff, and then a couple of rounds of the gold just to have a little stripe at the top and then at the toe as well. And I just think it's really cute. I think she's gonna like it, and I think it's gonna be perfect to have that opening. Someone commented and said that they have the same issue where they don't like anything tight around their ankles, and they use a bigger needle size for the top part of the sock. And I thought that was a good idea too. So if you have that problem as well, maybe go up a needle size or 2 for the cuff and the first part of the sock. And then if your foot is more narrow, then you could always go down a needle size for the rest of the sock. So that's where I'm at with my Polish socks, my Poland socks I've been calling them. It's not it's just a plain vanilla. I didn't really follow a pattern on those. I have made quite a bit of progress on my Orchid Adventure, is it Orchid Adventure Wrap? Yes, Orchid Adventure Wrap. This is a pattern by Bigger Than Life Knits. Looks like this. I had started it last episode. It's the Orchid Adventure Wrap, and I'm using I'm using 4 skeins of yarn, 4 full skeins, and it was a fade that I had dyed last year sometime. So let me show you some progress. I forgot to put them on the barber cords before I started filming, so I am just going to show you them, show it to you the way it is. Let's see, which is the right side? Okay, so the last time I showed it, I was here. So I've made this much progress since then. I'm on to the 3rd skein already. And since this wrap is knit long ways, there are quite a few stitches on the needles. I think like 300 something. Actually, there's a little over 400 stitches on the needles. So it takes quite a long time to do 1 row, which I'm fine with. I'm enjoying this, and I'm not like in a huge hurry to get this finished. But progress doesn't look like progress quite as much as if it were something shorter. But so let's see, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 of the repeats since the last episode. And you can see the fade. This is color 1, color 2, and I'm starting color 3. This is what the skein looks like for color 3. It's a fingering weight yarn, and it has stellina in it. And I'm really happy with it. I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process of it. I've got the pattern pretty much memorized. And I think it's just gonna be a beautiful, snuggly wrap to wrap up around your arms and snuggle up in once it's all finished. It has this beautiful wavy shell pattern. And I'm really enjoying it. It's a great pattern. I highly recommend it. And Yes, I have my snail progress keeper keeping me company because this is not a long-term project, but this is definitely a longer project than like a normal shawl. But 4 skeins, that's a good amount of yarn. So very, very happy with how it's turning out. And I know this is something that I will use all the time. The needles that I'm using for my wrap, I've been using these needles on a lot of my projects, are the Luca interchangeable set that my mom got me for Christmas. And I wanted to give you guys an update on how I like the needles because I showed them when she got them for me, but I haven't really talked about them since then. So they're an interchangeable set. They're wooden needles. This is what they look like. And one of the things that I love about these needles is that let's see if I can show this. On the needle, you can see the needle size, the US size and the millimeter size. And it's not hard to read it at all. Sometimes I love Xiaogu needles, but sometimes the size, because it's written on the actual metal, it's hard to be able to read what the size is. So I constantly have to have my gauge, my needle size gauger thing out when I'm trying to figure out what those sizes are. Sometimes they're easy to read, but in certain lighting, they're not. So, but I'm really, really loving these needles. I love wooden needles. And this is what the set looks like. So it comes with all the way from a US 4 to a US 17. I love the case that it came with. It came with a bunch of different cables. In this pocket, I have all of my cables and all of the extras like the stoppers and the things that you take the needles on and off with, the little pins. And I'm very, very happy with it. I love it. I'm wondering if they make a shorty needle set. So I'm gonna have to look into that because I would love to have some short, like to make socks with maybe 9-inch circulars or something. So I'm wondering if they have a smaller needle than a US 4, but highly recommend this interchangeable set if you're looking for one and you like to use wooden. I don't know if they're bamboo. I'll have to look and see what they are, but they're very, very nice. Highly recommend. And so appreciative that my mom got me that set for Christmas. Okay, so my next work in progress is a half finished object because it's my Blossoms Over Tokyo socks. I have them in this project bag from our spring collection. This was our butterfly garden bag. And this is our small sock size. And let me show you the first one finished. I posted a picture of these on our Instagram page. Let me get my sock blockers so you can see it properly. I'm making these socks as a present for my mom for Mother's Day. And I did a fun fade at the top and the bottom with the mini. So our Blossoms Over Tokyo sock set came with the main color and a coordinating mini in this really light blue. This is what the colorway looked like. We don't have any fingering weight sock sets of this left, but we do have some DK weight sock sets. And this is the mini. The DK sock set comes with 2 minis, so you'd have plenty to do this type of fade if you wanted to. So let's see, I just used a plain vanilla sock. I used the butterfly heel from Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears, and I also used her umbrella toe that she has in her patterns as well. And I found a tutorial online. I just went looking for how to fade your colors, and I'll link that tutorial below. And it was great. It was very easy to follow. And basically what I did was I mirrored the fade back into the mini at the toe. So this matches this section here, and then you fade it back into the blue. And I did do a twisted rib, a 2x2 twisted rib at the top for the cuff. I love this colorway. I love how they're turning out. I am well into the second sock. I've gotten through the heel, and I'm on the foot of the second sock. So I'm just counting till I get to the part where I need to start fading. If you do the fade at the bottom as well, make sure that you account for that, because I think that's about 19 or 20 rows that that go into the fade to get to the end of it. So however long you make your foot, leave about 20 rows for the fade. So for example, on the foot here, I did 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yes, so once I got to 40 rows, 40 rounds for the leg, then I started the fade to get to 60. And then I started the toe. I hope that makes sense. I use the light bulb markers to keep track of how many rounds that I've done. That was a trick that I learned from Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady. And she actually has a tutorial that you can go and look at and how she uses her light bulb markers. It's a great, great trick that she uses those, and they're very lightweight. They don't interfere with your project at all. So every 10 rounds, I put a light bulb marker to mark where I'm at, so I can just easily count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. So that's the first sock. I'm into the second one. I can't wait to see the final product on these, and Mother's Day is coming up very soon. So I'll have these in time to give her for Mother's Day. My last two works in progress are new cast-ons, so you have not seen this yet. I started a blanket for my daughter, Olivia. She is, if you've been a long-time viewer, you know that she's in college, and she moved into her very first apartment about a year ago. It was right around this time last year that she moved into her first apartment, and but it's not very close to her school. So she decided that since her lease is almost up, she was going to move closer to her school. She goes to USF, which is the University of South Florida. And so she actually, I'm so proud of her, she bought a condo. It's like an apartment style condo. She'll be on the second floor, which I'm very happy about. It's a lot safer. And she bought it. I'm so proud of her. She is going to school, and she has her own cosmetology type business that she does. And I'm just so proud of her, and I know that her dad would be proud of her as well. I know this section is going to make me cry, so let's just try to get through it. I haven't really talked about this situation too much just because it's a sad situation, but I thought I would share it because I feel like I don't talk enough about my life. So I apologize if you are not interested in personal life stuff, but Olivia's dad and I got married very young. I had Olivia when I was 21, and you know, things didn't work out for us, but we stayed friends for a long time. We stayed friends, and we raised Olivia together. We co-parented together, and we made it work. And he was a very involved dad, and she was very, very close to him. And 2 years ago, in the midst of COVID, he got COVID and he died. I don't want to go into all the details with it, but he was very young. He was only 38 years old. And it was tragic and sad and completely unexpected for someone so young to die from COVID. And we got through it, and I was there for her, and I'm still there for her, and it's still very hard to talk about because I know that she misses her dad, and she hadn't even graduated from high school yet. She was 2 months away from graduating high school. She had just turned 18. So in some ways, the last couple of years have been very hard for her, but in other ways, she has exceeded my expectations, and I don't even know what I would have expected from someone so young who has gone through something so tragic. And I just love her so much, and I'm so proud of her. So all of this to say that she has bought a condo, her very first place of her own, and I wanted to make her something special for her new home. So I asked her what kind of colors she was going to be using in her room, and she said that she was going to be using pinks and golds and black and tan, those types of colors. So I am making her a blanket out of those colors. So I went stash diving. It was really fun. I pulled out all my scraps. I pulled out everything that I could possibly think would look good together. I put them all in this giant bag that my mom gave me. That was my grandmother's. My mom's been going through some of my grandmother's things, and she thought, because I love West Virginia, that's where my grandmother was from, my mom's from, and so she thought I would love this bag. So this is like a really sentimental project because I'm using my grandmother's bag. I'm making this for my daughter who just bought her first home. Ooh, this is like a emotional project. Do you ever have anything like that where you just start thinking about things and they make you sad? So it's like a bittersweet thing, I guess. Anyway, I'm sorry for breaking down like that. This is what I have so far for her blanket. I'm making a corner to corner knit blanket, and I'm striping the colors. So I'm using grays, golds, blacks, creams. I just started like a pink row, yellows. It's gonna be all of these colors striped together. You start down here at this bottom edge. And okay, so there's lots of corner to corner blankets out there. A lot of them are crochet, but there are some knit ones as well. but I couldn't find anything that I loved that was just garter stitch and told you how to stripe things. So I'm just kind of making this up as I go. Most of the blankets I found were for DK weight or worsted weight, and I'm using fingering weight because we live in Florida. I wanted it to be lightweight. It's just something that like a throw blanket she can use on her bed or her couch. And so I'm kind of just making things up as I go. I'm using all either scraps or stash yarn. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll make this into a pattern because I think it's really, really fun. This would be a great Advent project type of pattern. So we'll see. This is pretty much all I've worked on the last couple of days because I've just really been enjoying adding each color. It keeps you interested, and it's just garter stitch, so you're just knitting back and forth every time. There is sort of a type of border here, which is just a yarn over. I don't know if that's showing up, but so it will have a type of border. But I'll go until, I don't know, maybe 250 stitches or so, and then I'll start to decrease and go back down. I don't know if I'm gonna repeat all the colors, but I may repeat. I mean, I'm gonna have to repeat some of them. I'm weaving in my ends as I go. So you can see, like, this is the back of the blanket. So every time I add a new color, I weave in the ends. So I won't have any ends to weave in because that would be a lot. But I'm leaving the tails for now just so I can make sure that everything works out with it. And I just really love the colors. I love how it's turning out. I think it'll look so pretty laid across her bed as a throw blanket. Some of the yarns have stellina in them, which I think is so fun. And it's just mindless, and I think about her when I'm using it or when I'm working on it. I have this adorable heart progress keeper on here because I just love her. This was from our Valentine's collection. And yeah, I'm just picking the colors as I go, kind of going in order of dark, light tans or dark, light gold, dark, light yellow. So I'm just gonna alternate throughout this way. And I think it'll turn out really, really pretty. So let me know what you guys think of this. And this is a great, like, scrappy type of project, way to use up all your scraps. You could just keep knitting until you run out of one and add another one with a magic knot. You can do all kinds of things with this type of project. And who knows, maybe one day I'll make this into a pattern. So let me know what you guys think. And I'm sorry for getting emotional about all of that. I really wasn't planning on talking about all of that, but I figured it's probably time to talk about it. My last whip, which is also a new cast on, I have been trying to decide for a couple of months now what to use my Candy Stripe or my Candy Hearts minis set for. I'll put a picture up of them here. We had these around Valentine's Day. It was a minis set, and I've been wanting to do something with them, and I just haven't found the right project. So I decided I was gonna cast on a pair of DK weight socks. So I'm holding them double. So this is what one of the minis looks like. And I'm holding it double with our White Sands yarn with stellina in it. And I'm making a pair of DK socks, and I'm striping the colors in. So I started with purple for the cuff, And every 10, I did 12 rounds for the cuff. And every 10 rounds, I am switching colors. They're so fun and springy. Got my little lamb progress keeper on there. We have those in the shop. And let's see, so I started with purple, blue, green, yellow, orange. I kind of went in reverse of the rainbow. And then for the heel, I'm just doing a regular slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, but I made the heel turn pink because I knew my next stripe was gonna be pink. So I did the heel flap in purple, and then I started the heel turn in pink, and then I went through and did this stripe in pink, and now I'm back to the blue, green, and I'm on the yellow now. So I cast on 52 stitches. Normally for DK socks, I usually just make shorties, but I wanted like a full, thick, like booty type sock, like almost like house slippery type socks. So I cast on 52 because I wanted them to be a little bit bigger. And so far it seems to be fine. And I'm using so it's a US 3.25 millimeter needle for DK weight. Just the ChowGoo 9-inch circulars. And I love it. I think it's so pretty how they're turning out. And that's my last work in progress. I'm glad I finally found something to use the candy hearts for. I mean, the possibilities with minis are endless, but I'm really glad I decided to use them on the socks. I have one acquisition to show you, and that is my Avery Lane Creations subscription that I get every month. So March was called Floral Bouquet. The colorways for March are inspired by floral bouquets. My favorite bouquets are full of random flowers in all different colors. So this is what the yarn looks like. It's gorgeous. Avery Lane is a yarn dyer. Her name is Nikki, and she has a really fun subscription. This one is called Irresistible. And I get the DK option. I do think she has a fingering weight and a worsted weight option. The DK is 85/15 superwash merino and nylon. Those colors are just gorgeous. And then the goodies are a wraps per inch tool made by J&H Make. That's really cool. So this is a wraps per inch tool in the shape of a really cute sheep. It also came with a tape measure, which you can never have too many of these, and an Avery Lane Creations pin, which is super cute, that I'm going to put on a project bag. So I really enjoy getting her subscription every month. I like that it's DK because I don't have a lot of DK in my stash. So I really enjoy it, and the colors are gorgeous. And right now I've just been hoarding them all and enjoying looking at them, and pretty soon I'm gonna find a fun DK weight project to use some of these in, and it's so, so soft. So that is my only acquisition. I think that's it. The last thing I wanted to show you is a few of the colorways that we have left in the shop. We have Blossoms Over Tokyo on our Coquina base, which is a 80-10-10 merino cashmere nylon. And it's just gorgeous and so, so soft. We have, you could pair it with our Blossoms Over Tokyo on our Surrey base, which is our St. Augustine base. This would make a gorgeous project. When we did our pre-orders for Lily Pond, we had an extra one left. So this is a DK weight sock set of Lily Pond. So I added that one to the shop. So pretty. This colorway may be coming back in the summer for our summer collection. We haven't decided yet. We have a skein of Old Red Barn. This was also an extra from our pre-orders. This one is beautiful. Old Red Barn on fingering weight. We have a couple of skeins left of Ivy on our Amelia base, which is a gold stellina. I don't know if that stellina is showing up, but it's so pretty. So that is Ivy. We added more Spring Bouquet to the shop, so we have it on fingering weight and we have it on Surrey on our St. Augustine base. These would be gorgeous together, as well as the Spring Bouquet mini set. So pretty with all those bright spring colors. We have Serene and Lilac. These are our two tonals. These are on our Coquina base, but I do think we have these on DK and maybe on our fingering on our Sanibel base as well. But that is Lilac and Serene. We have a couple of skeins left of Butterfly Garden on our Surrey as well. And this would look so pretty together with Lilac. And, oh, Bunny Trail. I wanted to show Bunny Trail because we have, I think we have one or two left of Bunny Trail on DK. It's got some fun colors in it. It's a great neutral. Another fun sock set that we had from our pre-orders is Shiny Bright. It comes with two minis, a pink and a green. Such a fun colorway. That is Shiny Bright. And Robin's Egg. Robin's Egg is a fun speckled tonal and a really pretty Robin's Egg blue color. I love those speckles. So there's lots of fun stuff in the shop right now. Go take a look and see if there's anything that you would like. Well, that is all I have to share with you today. I am so sorry that I got so emotional. I was not expecting to do that, so I apologize about that. I usually like to be very positive and happy, but you know, life isn't always positive and happy. So I want to be as real on my podcast as I possibly can. And, you know, like I was saying, I don't think I share enough about my life. And that was a big share. So thank you guys for sticking with me to the end. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. And I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Until then, happy making. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.